Some Evercade and Hyper Megatech news has come rolling in, but is it good times or not great? What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of the Good Times Newsline Flashcast. Yeah, we haven't done one of these in a really long time. But normally I'm the hype guy, right? Like, I love bringing the news and the fun stuff, and we got the cool things, and look at this announcement, and look at the cool trailers, and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes, though, we got to talk about some things that aren't amazing, but just part of life, part of things that happen, especially in this sphere. We've been talking about it all the time. We were talking about some stuff that was very much like this on the Evercast. It happens. It happens. So what is it? What are we getting into right now? So what is happening is we've got an email. We got an email. First, I got an email from Funstock. So the Hyper Megatech Super Pocket is going to be a little delayed, just a little bit. Is it a huge thing? Is it a huge thing? I don't really think so. Let's get into this email and I'll show you, and then we'll discuss. So let's see here. There we go. This is the one we want to do. All right, cool. So here is our email right here from Funstock. Delivery update. Hyper Megatech Super Pocket. If you're receiving this email, you have an outstanding pre-order with Funstock, and we have a very important update for you. We are reaching out to update you on your recent pre-order of the Hyper Megatech Super Pocket consoles. These items were previously expected to be released on October 26th, which is just 24 short days from now. Unfortunately, we've been advised of delays in the distribution process from the manufacturer. The new shipping date will be November 14th, 2023. Now we're talking 2 weeks. It's not huge. Anyway, all orders will be shipped as soon as the stock has been received in our warehouses. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. Please be assured that we are treating your order as a priority. Please note, if you have purchased the Hyper Megatech Super Pockets on pre-order with another product, please be advised that we can only ship orders in full. This means that your order will be shipped only after all products have been released, even if some products on your order are in stock. You have any questions, blah, blah, blah. Best regards, Funstock team. All right, cool. So that's one thing I want to make sure people know. All right. Little pro tip. If you're ordering from Funstock, anything you want to receive, and both things have the same release date, then you're good to go. All right. Go ahead and do that. But don't combo up your pre-orders. If you're like, oh, I forgot, I missed that last pre-order for Sunsoft and whatever, and then I'm gonna get the double carts, the Astro Bros and the Good Boy Galaxy and all that, because I'll order it all in once. No, don't do that. Don't do that, because if you do, you won't actually get your carts until the last thing comes out. Right? That's what that thing says. They're not joking around. I learned that lesson the hard way in the very beginning of the Evercast days, where I ordered I think it was the Lynx collections and the Jalico collection or something like that, Jalico Pico. I waited to pre-order the Lynx, and then when they announced Jalico, I ordered both at the same time. It was either that or Indie Heroes and Worms. So one of those. I ordered a whole bunch, and they didn't come out. Like, I didn't get them until, like, it was one of the things were supposed to come out in April and the other one was in August. I didn't get anything until August. So it was crazy. And then I wound up ordering some of the ones that were coming out in Best Buy. I wound up with doubles. Like, don't be me. Just order your stuff like in the batches, and then everything should be fine. So before we move on to the next bit of news, let's rap about this a little bit. I don't know. I mean, people might make a big hay about it. It's delayed. Whatever. It's 2 weeks. If this was like, hey, due to a manufacturing error, there's some crazy things, there was a quality of service issue or whatever, Super Pocket's going to be delayed till 2024. Okay, that's a bigger deal than, hey, we're trying to get logistics and the boxes on this one shipment coming from the manufacturer. We can't get it on this shipment because everything's all full because it's getting towards the holidays or whatever. You guys got pushed because you didn't pay it. Like, you're not the big boys. You don't have like the full, freighter boat full of things. You only have like the one little thing. You got knocked off because whatever, you're the little guy. You tough, you get weight, and we get you on the next shipment day, which is the 14th. Whatever. Like even on the math, it said they were going to start shipping on the 26th, which is a Thursday. They're going to delay to the 14th, which is a Tuesday of the following week. Like two weeks, and then 2 weeks and 3 days. I mean, come on, and if they ship it on the 14th, then people here in the U.S., if they actually do ship on the 14th, people here in the U.S. should get them in hand. If they do that ship on the 14th, then they should, we should be getting them like that week. It's a short week, so your mileage may vary. You might get it the Wednesday before the Thanksgiving holiday, or you might be getting that the 27th, 28th. There is some differences there, and I know some people will be bummed because they want their things in their hand and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, it happens. It happens. It's still before the holidays. Again, this isn't like, oh yeah, we got a delay and we're gonna ship now like on the 26th of December. Then you're missing holidays. That's some sad times. I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, again, we just had the one cart thing. It was like pushed by a couple weeks or whatever. Okay. And then we got our shipment notification a couple days before the date that was said it was going to be delayed. So you never know. Like it was like, okay, they're putting in the new November 14th ship date, and then maybe you get it earlier. Whatever. That's where I'm at. I'm kind of like at whatever. What I'm not maybe whatever on though is the next bit of news that came across the wire on the Evercade.co.uk blog. That is a bigger deal to me. And let's go ahead and go into that. What are we talking about? Well, Atari is going legacy. That is a huge thing for me. Let's take a look at the article and we'll discuss some more. Man, I did not expect that at all. Like I just didn't expect it at all. So let's read. Cartridge update. Cartridge news written by Evercade. At the end of December 2023, our contract with Atari comes to an end. This has been an excellent partnership for Blaze Entertainment, including work pre-Evercade. We've been very proud to bring these great games to you. A particular highlight for us was the first re-release of official Atari Lynx games with our cartridges, not only highlighting the strengths of the system, but introducing it to many retro gaming fans and whole new audiences that missed it the first time around. With Atari now entering the retro gaming space and Evercade having released as much of Atari's available catalog as we possibly could, it seems the best time to refocus our energies on new licenses across the 50 years of of gaming our Evercade ecosystem covers. It was a long sentence. Therefore, the following cartridges will be turning into legacy cartridges at the end of the year, with stock still available from retailers for the foreseeable future. They've got a ton of these, of course, because a lot of these were pack-ins and they still have printings of them. It's not going to be like gone away immediately, but they will eventually run out. They are Atari Collection 1, Atari Collection 2, Atari Lynx Collection 1, Atari Lynx Collection 2, and Atari Arcade 1. I almost want to shed more tears about this than I do about Pico and Interactive 1, because I mean, it's the business, right? It is just the business. It's the way things go. It's how it rolls. It does. They do say, though, we hope to bring more games from classic Atari systems in the future, as well as more great licenses in 2024 and beyond. Stay tuned to this blog and to the Evercade social media channels for more news. That's an interesting sneak little tidbit there. So we hope to bring more games from classic Atari systems in the future. So if it's not Atari, then who? I mean, are we talking a Magic action? Are we talking some Activision action? Finally, like, I mean, this could be a thing. You know, there's also the other third parties. There's the Taitos out there. There's all sorts of other great publishers that published amazing titles that were on Atari that we that are on lists. So there just might be served to you in a different way. But as far as the Atari stuff goes, I mean, they're right in a way. There isn't a lot of extra stuff in the Atari library that, I mean, you could really put out there. It pains me, though. It pains me as we get into the let's get into this full screen. It pains me to my core to know that, at least for now, there will be no collection that has hard driving on it. And that is sad. That's super sad times. That's super sad times. Now, does it matter if, for me, because I am the guy that just wants to play this game in a cool way or whatever, again, does it matter to me if Atari puts it out on the VCS and I play it there because I play a VCS and all that kind of stuff? I mean, that'd be awesome. Give me a hard driving, not really recharge. I just want to play hard driving, like the way it is, but just be able to play it like modern controllers or something like that. That'd be awesome. Sign me up. But anyway, but other than that, like, there's really not a lot that I would want to see. Now, I would want to see Berserk on an Evercade, but now that Atari owns Berserk and they're not going to do much in the way of putting out other things on the Evercade, and that's a blow too. Like, that hurts. There was some cool, like, Atari-ish things, like the Infogrames days or whatever. I think, like, in the PlayStation days, it was like Driver and, like, there's a Roller Coaster Tycoon and, like, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that kind of hurts to have, like, a fantasy Atari collection out there. It was also heavily rumored that Atari was going to be there was going to be a collection 3 with Atari games on it, and obviously, if the 2023 there's no contract anymore, that's not going to happen. That's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. I mean, I'm not like gonna just get my pitchfork and fly over to Blaze's headquarters. I mean, but it's just it's a bummer because of the fact that Atari is doing so well in that retro space. It's just, in my opinion, another channel. Like, why there couldn't be. I mean, and I don't have my business hat on, so I don't know. Maybe Atari was asking a little too much for the licenses anymore. Because they're like, oh, hey, yeah, sure, you can still use our products. You're going to pay now this. Because, like, people are understanding what Atari is. And, we're doing well. And we're doing all these other things. We're putting out all these different reimaginings of all these other properties. Like Haunted House is coming out with this new game, like a couple weeks or whatever, on the Atari VCS and everything else. We're putting games out on the Sony PlayStation platform and the Xbox and Steam and everything else. And maybe now, because they're pulling a little bit more weight with that brand name, then maybe the cost benefit for licensing those new products is a little bit too much for someone like a Blaze to even consider. Because it's, well, like, we try to have a value product, and we try to put our product in a nice collection for our customers to apply at a certain price point. And if the numbers can't match, because Atari's asking too much for the licenses and the manufacturing dictates that we're going to have this much cost too, that all adds up to, we either going to have to raise our prices on cartridges just to buy this license, just so we can have Atari in there, and then further hurt maybe our whole structure of how we do cartridges to the customer, or we just well, it didn't work out, and maybe we'll revisit later, which seems to be what wound up happening. So, but yeah, I mean, in general, yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, Atari was one of my main draws to the Evercade. I mean, I was saying, oh, well, I can play all these old cool games, and yeah, there's Namco and Data East and Interplay and whatever, and Pico, but I wouldn't have known Pico or Megacat or any of that other stuff. I mean, obviously Namco I knew, and Data East, but and I knew Earthworm Jim, of course, but I wouldn't have known everything else without Atari, because Atari was the thing, was like, you know what? It's a really good collection. There's two really good, strong collections of old school 7800 and 2600 games. Let me pick this thing up. And I took the chance on the Evercade because there was the stuff that I grew up with collected in a nice way. And it was a good value. Those two collections at 20 games a piece, it's huge amounts of games. And I'm like, wow, for $20, it's $1 a game. And the thing you play it on is less than $100. Like, come on. It's slam dunk. So, but they got me, right? The guy that wasn't all in on the Evercade until then, right? Now I'm all in. I'm going to buy every collection that comes out. It doesn't matter. But it's still, that hurts. That one's a little bit of a hurt. Above and beyond Namco, for sure. I don't know. Maybe the Pico still. That's really still. I don't know. God, it's the greatest collection. I don't care what anyone else says. Pico 1 is the greatest. It really is. It's just, it embodies everything that's about Evercade, in my opinion. But like I said, Atari Collection 1 and Collection 2 were strong. Atari Arcade 1, now it hurts because you made the 1 and there should have been a 2, and there probably was going to be a 2, and then this thing, maybe it's the 1 now. There's not going to be another one. And who knows? And then I can go and play on the Legacy Bridge with the Namcos and the Pico 1 and the Technos collection now. It's sad though, because look, I'm looking at the shelf. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 10. 6 of the first 10 cartridges are now Legacy. It's pretty wild. But anyway, does it mean it's going to go crazy bonkers and collectors are going to go nuts and all that stuff? No, it's not. I don't think that's going to happen. Because again, these got printed really well, and they made a whole bunch of them. There's probably a whole bunch still available. I've heard the rumors about specifically the Technos collection that it's becoming increasingly hard to find because it was a popular cart and a lot of people bought it. So, the secondary market's going a little nuts right now, but not too bad. You can still find it for like 10 or $20 over or whatever. But yeah, it's. And obviously, we're going to talk about this. This is certainly a Evercast preview right here, right? This story, at least. We'll probably talk about Hyper Mega Global Net MegaNet Mega Pocket thing too, right? But I can't wait to get my hands on that thing, to be honest. And we'll talk about that. But this story is big. It's big enough where we're probably going to be talking about this some more. So, I'll have another couple days to think about it, obviously, and then maybe, I don't know. I don't think my story is going to change, but there we are, man. There we are. Atari Carts Legacy. Now, I'm not going to say I didn't see it coming. I'm surprised because it's one of those things that I could have sworn someone saying like, oh yeah, no, there will be more Atari arcade games. There will be another Atari collection. That's it. It was just set in stone. Obviously, nothing's ever set, but again, it's a bummer. That's a bummer. But who knows? A year goes by, maybe things don't work out for Atari's whatever ventures that they're doing, and they need some more licensing opportunities and places there going, hey, how about you hang out with us? And they come right back. Who knows? But that last sentence, though, I just want to say it one more time before we wrap up. We hope to bring more games from classic Atari systems in the future, as well as more great licenses in 2024 and beyond. If that's not a play for something like a Magic or an Activision or a major third party that still had some, like a Taito or something like that still has great games that you're going to get the 2600 versions of, I don't know what that is. That is a pretty strong, like, little sneak in there. Softening the blow of the news. So anyway, that's it. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Sound off in these comments. You know how we love it here. We get this thing going. Pre-Evercast. We're going to talk about it some more, of course, on Saturday. And then yeah. But we've reached the end of a video here on Bacon Ice Cream Productions. You know what happens now. we have to do it because they are so awesome. They are the members of the Good Times Club, and we have to thank every single member of that fine organization. They are the EverCanadian, Crimson Cross, George Games, Chris Westerman, Phantom Fiction, Skeletrex, Lloyd Ardrem, Papa Pete, the Intellivision Gamer, Ken LaCure, Mr. Shua, and even Legacy member Karsten. I also want to thank doubly Crimson Cross for alerting me to the Hyper Megatech side of the story to then prompt me to go and actually check my email on the Hyper Megatech story. Because actually, I only saw the thing about the Atari thing, and that was right away. I mean, my phone just exploded when that thing came out, because I have notifications that come out from like when something hits the blog, just to see, you know, like, because I'm usually looking for like those stories that Pete puts out on the blog, you know, but then of course, you know, like there's everyone else talking about it on socials and like getting tagged everywhere. I'm like, oh, that's a big story. But the Hyper Megatech thing just totally right under the radar. But thanks, Crimson, for letting me know all about that and being able to share it with you guys. So until next time, my friends, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we will see you later on Sunday, Saturday, one of those days. Very, very soon, because I'm going to get back into the Atari VCS stuff. We're there. And we'll see you then. Take it easy, guys.
RTSC.baconicecream.com